Hi all, let's talk about sex anxiety. It has come to our attention, which completely makes sense, that with all of the anxiety that's wrapped into reopening anxiety, there is some anxiety around it has been a hot minute since anyone has seen me naked, and I am really nervous about it. So let's outline a couple things we can do. First, validate that this experience and this thought process, these nerves, this anxiety is completely normal. Sometimes when we stack on things like guilt and shame on top of the anxiety that we're already feeling, we can compound and make that feeling so much worse for ourselves. So by viewing ourselves, speak to ourselves as we would our very best friend or our very most loved pet or creature or loved one, and really take a minute to hear and understand, you're out of practice for 12, 14, 16 months. Of course, you feel a little nervous about it. It'd be the same with something like public speaking. If you are doing it all day, every day, your anxiety goes down with each given occurrence. The same is true here. So first, we're going to validate and we're going to create space for things like nerves and anxiety. And we're going to understand that those can be very reasonable, very rational things to be coming up and to be engaging with. Second, we're going to think about how can we cushion uncomfortable experiences with things that do bring us confidence, self-esteem, excitement, love. So if you know that being seen naked is something that you anticipate doing, that you want to do, that might eventually bring you fulfillment and joy and love, but you know that it's going to make you uncomfortable, at least for a little bit, are there things that you can cushion that activity with that help lift your self-esteem, your confidence, your grounding, your joy? So if you are going on a date and you expect that date to escalate to being seen naked and you expect for that to provide you a little bit of nerves, a little bit of anxiety, is there a meme that you want to store on your phone that you want to look at in the bathroom right before or after? Is there someone you can text for resonance, camaraderie, uplifting that you trust will lift you up? Is there some sort of hobby or activity or exercise that you can do same day that you know is going to lift up your endorphins or your feelings? Are you working with a therapist who you can talk to in your sessions about gearing up for a plan and a use case of how you're going to integrate this back into your life? And that speaks to number 3. Take measured steps and move as slow as you need to. So you can think big picture about, hey, where would you like to be in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months? And you can break that down to start engaging in small, digestible pieces that might challenge you outside of your comfort zone, but won't necessarily demoralize you, debilitate you, or stop you in your tracks. So number 3 is having digestible, incremental reintegration plans, the same way you would again for something like public speaking. You don't need to go from 12, 16 months of never doing it to doing it every single day, all day, every day. You can create a plan for, okay, I'm going to dip my toes in here, and then I'm going to take this amount of space to regroup, recover, and reintegrate in ways that feel really good. And lastly, but certainly not least, it is worth exploring how much of your ideas about what you should look like are coming from your own value set, your own wants and needs for yourself, your own ideas of health, versus ideas that are being assigned to you, put on you, encouraged toward you by external parties, be it a living, breathing human who you are engaged with romantically or sexually, be it media like movies, books, TV. And I just want you to acknowledge if there is a delta there, and I want you to try to, over time, focus as much as you can on the internally generated vision. Create something like a vision board for yourself or a plan for yourself. If your plans are rooted in health, are there certain things, exercise-wise or diet-wise, that you want to do for you so that you can be the healthiest version of yourself? Or are there things that you're starting to lean into based on comparison or compulsion, feelings of guilt, feelings of must, or feelings of shame? And can you start to create space from those so that you are living for you, and you are creating a world and a routine that fulfills you and resonates with you. And it's rooted in your values and your goals, more so than in some relatively made up consumerism oriented agenda by others that leads you to feeling more guilt, shame, and obligation versus fulfillment, empowerment, and joy. So I hope that these are helpful for you. I hope that you reintegrate with a little bit of excitement and adrenaline. And I do encourage you to push yourself a little bit outside of your comfort zone, because that is how we grow. But to be mindful that you're always returning to a safe base where you can fill up and rejuvenate before that next challenge step outside of the comfort zone. So thank you again to everyone who surfaced this question. You are definitely not alone. And continue to keep your eyes peeled for the question bubbles in our stories so that we can continue to answer the questions that are most top of mind for you. If anything has been helpful for you that I did not mention, please include it in the comments. You never know who you're going to help by just sharing your own lived experience. And we really look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.